Good evening. This regular meeting of July 15th, 2019 of the Dubuque Community School District Board of Education is called to order. Our mission is to develop world-class learners and citizens of character in a safe and inclusive learning community. Roll call, please.
Mr. Barton.
Here.
Ms. Bradley.
Here.
Mr. Donahue.
Here.
Mr. Prohaska.
Here.
Ms. Ryan.
Here.
Mr. Sansey.
Here.
Ms. Whitman.
Here. And we have to lead ourselves in the
Yes.
pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I move the Board of Education approve the agenda as submitted.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve the agenda as submitted. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries.
I move the Board of Education approve the minutes of the regular meeting on July 10th,
Second.
the special meeting on July 18th, and the special meeting on July 8th, 2019, as submitted.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve the minutes of the regular meeting on June 10th and the special meeting on June 18th and the special meeting on July 8th, 2019 as submitted. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Any board salutes that we have out there?
I have one.
Okay.
Congratulations to all those involved in the development of the district's 2018 to 2023 strategic plan, which was recently recognized nationally by the National School Public Relations Association in the organization's annual publications and digital media awards. The district's strategic plan received the National Award of Excellence, the highest award level, in the Special Purpose Publication category, which puts it among the best school communication pieces in the nation. In the same awards competition, the district's In the Words of Our Students video received a National Award of Merit, the next highest award level, in the video category. Each entry in the competition is judged on the overall excellence of the entry, as well as its quality compared to other entries in the category. Congratulations to all those involved on a job well done, and special congratulations and thanks to the administrative team and all those that were involved in formulating our strategic plan, which is our heart of our direction that we are going.
Thank you very much. Anyone else with the board salute? Okay.
Just like to say congratulations to the Colts and the Colt Cadets on a superb performance at the Music on the March this past weekend. Outstanding performances and great job. A lot of our kids involved.
Absolutely.
And a great opportunity for us to support the community. We have teams from all over the place sleeping on our gym floors and utilizing our facilities, and of course the Dazell Field and the Hempstead Field. So
Great. Thank you.
I move the Board of Education suspend the rules of order and go into open forum.
I need a second.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education suspend the rules of order and go into open forum. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries. Anyone wishing to address the board can do so at this time. I see none.
I move the Board of Education reinstate the rules of order and return to regular session.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education reinstate the rules of order and return to regular session. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries.
I move the Board of Education approve those items listed on the consent agenda.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve those items listed in the consent agenda. Are there any items wishing to be removed from the consent?
Could we pull the personnel report, please?
Okay, we'll remove the personnel. And we'll vote on the rest of the consent agenda. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries, and we will go to the personnel report.
absolutely. So just one quick item. I just want to take a second and introduce Nick Hess. Many of you may know Nick. He is the recommendation tonight to be the next principal at Kennedy Elementary School. So as we do with all administrative openings, we advertise that position of course locally, but also regionally, and had some great applicants. We did 6 interviews. All 6 were internal candidates, and all 6 really had fantastic interviews, which speaks well to sort of the growth that we provide employees from teacher to teacher leader and then into the principalship. But clearly, the leader of that pack was Nick. He had not only a great interview, but a great relationship with a lot of the folks on that interview committee, because Nick is currently at Kennedy. And so he's been there long enough. They know what the good thing when they see him. So Nick started his career, as a few of us have, in Freeport, Illinois. Very few, I guess. The pretzels. Then he came to Bryant as both a teacher and then as an instructional coach, and had some great mentoring from Vicki, who's here tonight as well. And then moved to Kennedy Elementary School also as an instructional coach. Has been there for the past several years and worked with Brenda. So very pleased to recommend Nick, who has a degree in elementary education from Morris College, a master's degree in special education from Clark, and a master's in educational administration from St. Ambrose University. So very pleased to recommend Nick be the next principal at Kennedy Elementary School.
Great, thank you. Can I have a motion to approve the personnel report,
I'll make a
please?
motion to approve the personnel report.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded to approve the personnel report as presented. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries.
Okay, congratulations, Nick. You're
Thank
stuck
you.
now.
Congratulations.
That takes us to a few items on our facilities report. Mr. Donahue.
Yep, we've got a couple of amendments, a couple of contracts to approve, and a couple of other miscellaneous things. The first one is I move that the Board of Education approve Amendment Number 2 to the agreement with IIWPC for the Alta Vista Campus Addition renovation project in the increased amount of $2,500.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve Amendment Number 2 to the agreement of IIWPC for the Alta Vista Campus Addition renovation project in the increased amount of $2,500. Is there any discussion?
This is just additional design work due to a retaining wall that was added to the project.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries.
And I move that the Board of Education approve the executed construction contract bonds and certificate of insurance with MMC Mechanical Contractors, Inc. for the District Office Mechanical System Replacement Project.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve the executed construction contract, bonds, and certificate of insurance with MMC Mechanical Contractors, Inc. for the District Office Mechanical System Replacement Project. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries.
Another amendment, I move that the Board of Education approve Amendment Number 1 to the agreement with IIWPC for the Forum Boardroom Technology Upgrades Project in the increased amount of $1,900.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve Amendment Number 1 to the agreement with IIWPC for the Forum Boardroom Technology Upgrades Project in the increased amount of $1,900. Is there any discussion?
We had some additional ceiling demolition, some new fire alarms due to code, some new lighting, et cetera.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries.
And then I move that the Board of Education approve the executed construction contract bonds and certificate of insurance with Tricon General Construction, Inc. for the Forum Boardroom Technology Upgrades Project.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve the executed construction contract, bonds, and certificate of insurance with Tricon General Construction, Inc. for the Forum Boardroom Technology Upgrades Project. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries.
And I move that the Board of Education approve the Professional Services Master Agreement with IIWPC for survey, engineering, design, and construction-related services for various minor district improvement projects.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve the Professional Services Master Agreement with IIWPC for service, engineering, design, and construction-related services for various minor district improvement projects. Is there any discussion?
This is just a master agreement that we established just to create a little bit of, excuse me, some speed associated with some of the smaller projects. So we have to keep coming back to the board for the very small design type modifications that we might make for smaller projects in the district.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries.
And I move that the Board of Education approve the facility belief statements as submitted.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve the facility belief statements as submitted. Is there any discussion?
Well, this is just an annual review, just some guiding principles as we look at various facility projects across the district, and there were no changes to that.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries.
I move that the Board of Education adopt a resolution accepting endorsement that the district's insurance carrier will indemnify an employee required to give bond for faithful performance of duties required by law.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education adopt a resolution accepting endorsement that the district's insurance carrier will indemnify an employee required to give bond for faithful performance of duties required by law. Is there any discussion?
I believe during one of our insurance reviews, and Kevin did some research with the state, we determined that this endorsement in lieu of a bond would suffice, and the insurance carrier is willing to accept that.
All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? That motion carries.
I move that the Board of Education approve the following banks as depositories for district funds not to exceed $50 million each. DuTrack Community Credit Union, and DuPaco Community Credit Union.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve the following banks as depositories for district funds not to exceed $50 million each. DuTrack Community Credit Union and DuPaco Community Credit Union. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? That motion carries.
And I move that the Board of Education approve the authorizing resolution outlining the legal description of the boundary of the Dubuque Community School District.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve the authorizing resolution outlining the legal description of the boundary of the Dubuque Community School District. Is there any discussion?
Well, it's really important because we seconded it twice, but the Department of Education required that districts verify their legal description of their boundaries, and we found three minor issues, not issues, but just differences with the Bellevue School District. And by mutual agreement, we've just agreed to align those district definitions with the taxation boundaries.
All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? That motion carries.
And Kevin, are you going to provide the quarterly budget?
Good evening, board members. I'm Superintendent Ryan Dance. It is time for the quarterly report. The report in your packet is for the 12 months ended June 30th of this year. It's really on a cash basis. We have yet to make all the accrual entries, so we have to take out last year's accruals and put those in, but we'll do that work up through September 15th. Couple of highlights I just wanted to bring to your attention, and again, it's on a cash basis. If you look at page 113, the total revenue for the general fund, we had estimated about almost 132 million, and we're right at 131 million. So revenues came in pretty close to as expected. On page 114, again, revenue piece, you see the budgeted amount for sales tax was a little over 20 million. We had about 21,600,000. The big difference there is when we did the budget, we weren't anticipating the $1 million grant from DASH for the addition to the pool, making it bigger to accommodate their practices. So that $1 million donation was not in the original budget. And then the last one to point out is on page 117. It is the total general fund expenditures. When I add the cash expenditures of 118 million along with the encumbrances, which represent the July and August salaries for teachers and administrators, because those belong in the past contract amount year. You add those two together, it's 131 million. That is slightly lower than what we had projected for expenditures for the year. So hopefully when we put those accrual adjustments in, we should be at or near our projected expenditures for the year. So both revenue and expenditures are near projection. Any other questions on that? Okay, thank you.
I move that the Board of Education approve the quarterly budget report.
Second.
It has been moved and seconded that the Board of Education approve the quarterly budget report. Is there any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Any opposed? That motion carries. Education Program Policy Committee report. We did not meet in July, so there is no report for that. And then that takes us to new business. And we have nothing under new business. Wow, summertime. Board member and administrative issues. Nothing there either?
Not really, just getting, we're around past the 4th of July, so we're kind of a mad dash to the start of the school year. Yep. But just a lot of things happening at the central office and in some of the buildings. Still working on some hiring, but we'll be ready to roll here in another month.
Sounds good.
And registration starts
August 1st. From the peanut gallery.
Well, and one new piece this year, all registration materials are available. I'm looking at Mike to make sure I don't say something wrong. Not only in English, but in Spanish and in Marshallese.
Excellent.
good.
Mr.
Not
Martin.
shaking your heads.
Yeah, okay, I'm still waiting for the confirmation. But that really is a monumental.
It is.
That
It's
is
a big,
huge.
big
Big
task,
task.
but we owe it to our community.
I just wanted to point out, tonight we have a special guest with us. Aiden Sansi is here. If there's any way you can get, Aiden, would you stand up? If there's any way we can get Aiden on camera, if you could, that'd be great. Some of you have maybe heard of the Thrilla in Manila, which I think was Ali and Frazier.
Yep.
And then there was, of course, Rocky Balboa beating Ivan Drago in Moscow before he gave the speech that actually brought down the Berlin Wall. And tonight is going to be the Connect 4 war that I'm going to have. His name so far is Aiden, but after tonight his name is going to be known as Connect 3 because he's not going to get to 4. Right, Aiden?
My money's on Aiden.
So after our board meeting, for anyone that wants to stick around or any media coverage, for example, he and I we're going to play a brief tournament of Connect 4, and if he wins, he has to go public on Facebook and announce that I am truly the champion. And
If he
or
wins.
if
If
I
he
win,
wins,
if
okay.
I win, he has to do that, and if he wins, I have to give a donation to a charity of his choice. So this is for all the marbles tonight. I'm not messing around.
All right, well, let's move on to,
Can we help him?
we will move on to the championship. We are adjourned.